So in this content, I get really real about parents burdening their kids with financial struggles. The whole point of this content, I say everything to say that us, this generation, us millennials, we did not grow up with good advice about finances, about credit card debt, about student loans, about money. We did not learn that. We did not have the tools, the resources. But now, since we're struggling and a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck and we are currently going through it right now, this right here leaves a gift. Pain leaves a gift. Poverty leaves a gift. Adversity leaves a gift. That is our lesson. Us as parents that we're currently going through financial struggles, that is a lesson that we're going through. The biggest blessing of this all, we are supposed to teach our kids. We are supposed to enforce our kids the resources, the tools, the knowledge, the wisdom that we never had. That's what we're supposed to do as parents. If we are currently struggling, if we are living poverty, if we're living financial struggles, if we have so much debt, we're supposed to teach our kids. We're supposed to show them the way. We're supposed to pave them the way, a life of greatness, because we went through it. We're currently going through it right now. So us as a mom, as a parent, as a father, we have to show our kids that this is not normal. I don't want my kids feeling poverty. I don't want my kids seeing that I'm struggling, that I'm going through financial struggles, that I have trauma because my parents could not teach me how to maintain my money. I want my kids to see wealth. And when I mean wealth, I mean financial freedom. I want my kids to be exposed to opportunities. I want my daughter to be exposed to new experiences. I want my daughter to be in rooms that she thought she would never be in, because me as her mom, I was very responsible and I learned from my struggles. Your lesson can get you to your blessing. Your lesson will be your kids' blessing. You don't want your kids seeing poverty. You don't want your kids seeing struggle. We already seen that. We've been through that. We're currently going through that right now. We got to do our best so that our kids do not adapt to that environment. A lot of us did not follow our goals growing up because we thought that that was not normal. We thought that struggling was normal. We thought that living paycheck to paycheck is normal. I paved through this. I paved the way for you as a parent so that you can become great. You can have a life of abundance. What a beautiful people, for Haley's here. So I really want to talk about this because this has been bothering me lately. This right here stresses me out. It stresses me out, y'all. And I really want to talk about this because this is becoming the new norm, especially for us millennials. But parents, y'all gotta stop putting your financial burdens on your kids. Parents, please stop putting the financial burden on your kids. I'm a mom, I'm a parent myself, but I see this so many freaking times. I see this within my family. I see this outside of my family. I see this with my friends. I see this with people that I'm really, really close to. And I see a lot of kids just suffering because they have their parents' financial burdens on their shoulders. It's essential, parents, for children to have the opportunity to focus on their own financial well-being and build a secure future for themselves. As parents, it is our job to unload so many pressure, unload unnecessary weight for our children so our children can prosper. I know a lot of us are struggling. I know we are not all built from wealth. I know a lot of us, we were not built with a silver spoon in our mouths. But parents, if you are struggling right now, you are living paycheck to paycheck, you have so much debt that you owe, please don't pass that on to your kids. It is not fair to them. That's not the life that they signed up for. They did not sign up to take care of your debt. And I see this happening so many times. As parents, because I'm a mom, we should never put the burden on our children. And I have to say this because, and I'm very passionate about this topic, is because within my own family, I don't like to put my family's business out there, but my mom and my father, they are happily married till this day. They are happily married. And my parents, they go on vacation like 5-6 times a year. I don't care that they go on vacation. The thing about it that bothers me is that my parents, they racked up so much credit card debt because they are financing their lifestyle at this point. Now my parents are living way above their means. So when me and my sister, we see the credit card statements or we see overdue bills coming in the mail, that puts a burden on me and my sister. Me and my sister are the ones suffering in silence about this. It's not fair for parents to live a life of luxury that they cannot afford at that moment. As parents, we should want our kids to do great in life. We should want our kids to do better. We should want nothing but the best for our children. And we are the ones who are blocking their blessings. You know why? Because our burdens, we're putting it on to the next generation. Me, when I graduated out of college, I took out 2 loans. And till this day right now, I am still paying for it. I'm about to have a 5-year-old daughter, but you know what? I'm gonna make sure that when my daughter gets older, she does not have to worry about my student loans. My loans is not affecting her. My credit card debt is not affecting her. I don't have credit card debt, but I have student loans. And right now, as a mom, it is my responsibility that I pay off my student loans so that when my daughter wants to go to college or she wants to apply for a credit card or whatever it is that she wants to do, her blessings is not being blocked because of my financial burdens. Parents, I know it's hard to live in this world right now. I know that inflation is way too high. I know that the economy is hard to make a living out of here. I know, especially if you're living in New York, you need about 3 jobs to make ends meet. I understand that. We're all struggling, maybe in different areas, maybe around the same area. I understand that, but I strongly am against parents that put burdens on their kids. It's just not right. Me as my parents' kids, me and my sister, we are stressed out because we are stressed out and we be having anxiety. And me and my sister, we talk about this all the time. Our parents owes this, our parents owes that. Like, what are we gonna do? And as much as I try not to let it get to me, I feel like I am responsible for that. And I should never have to feel responsible for that because those are not my choices. Those are not the mistakes that I've done. Those are my parents. At the end of the day, I'm still their child. They are still my parents. I should not be responsible for 2 grown adults. I should not be responsible for the decisions that they make. They want to live above their means. And this is not just with my family. I see this so many times in other people's household, especially my family, like from what I see outside of my household, like other relatives, I see this happening all the time. The siblings, they are taking care of their mom because their mom couldn't pay their rent. Their mom has negligence on paying credit card bills. The parents are not up to date with their car notes. The parents are not up to date with their rent. The parents can't even afford to pay their rent. And I know situations where I have friends that they had to quit college and they had to work a second job just to help their mom and their father pay their own bills. Listen, you do what you want to do in your household. You do what you want to do with your family. I don't believe as a parent, you should have your kids quit college, quit following their goals, quit following their dreams because they have to help you out. As a parent, you should have all of that figured out before your kids get older, before your kids are even here. You should try to at least minimize as much debt, as much bills as you can as possible, because you do not want to live a life owing money to the government, owing money to credit card companies, owing money to student loans. And your child has to be the one suffering behind that. Me and my sister, we talk about this all the time. And I owe student loans, yes, but it is my job to pay off my student loans, not my daughter's job. Not my daughter's job to be responsible for my decisions that I made when she wasn't here. I want my daughter to prosper. I want my daughter to have a great future. I want my daughter to grow up and not have so much burdens that I had to go through. Us as parents, our responsibility is that, especially if you are struggling or if you are in poverty or you are living paycheck to paycheck, I believe that the struggles that you are going through, you're supposed to learn from it, grow from it, evolve from it, and teach your children and enforce them not to do the same mistakes that you did. I'd rather pave the way for my daughter. I'd rather struggle, live paycheck to paycheck before my daughter has to struggle, live paycheck to paycheck, because I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm learning from my decisions. I'm becoming wiser from the choices that I've made. And I refuse for my daughter to go through what I had to go through. I refuse to pass on that generational trauma to my kids. Parents, whatever financial struggles that you are going through, teach your children to make wiser decisions. It's okay if you have financial struggles right now. But it's not okay for your children to think that this is normal and they repeat the same cycle to the next generation. You don't ever want to do that as a parent. You don't ever want your children to think that to be in credit card debt, to owe student loans, to owe money for the rest of your life, to struggle, to be in poverty, to have a limited mindset. That affects your children later down the road. I know people that they had to quit college, that they had to work multiple jobs just to help their parents out. Those friends of mine, they have resentment. They have so much anger towards their families because their family didn't make the right decisions when they knew they should have done better. They knew that they should have done better. And now that they have these kids getting older and helping them out and becoming a little bit more independent, the burden fall on these kids' shoulders. And it's not fair. It's not right. You should want your kids to have nothing but greatness, nothing blocking their blessings. Some kids, they feel obligated. Me and my sister, we feel obligated to help our parents because we don't ever want our parents to suffer. But what is that doing for me and my sister? That's kind of taken away from mine and my sister's future and our kids. Because me and my sister, we always want to do right by our family. We never want our family to suffer. But if me and my sister got other bills to take care of and we got kids and we got our apartments, we got our homes to take care of, that puts on mental pressure. That puts on so much load on me and my sister. And I'm speaking about my family because I want to be a little bit personal. I don't want to put my family's business out there, but this is the truth. This is the truth. And this is exactly what's going on. Being in debt is becoming the new norm, especially for a lot of families. And it's becoming so normalized that the next generation is taking care of it, that the next generation has this burden of taking care of their parents or their grandparents' financial responsibility. How do you want your kids to do great when they already have unnecessary burdens from your mistakes? That's something that you have to do as a parent. You got to make sure that while you're struggling in the process, while you're trying to make ends meet, while you're trying to pay your bills, that your child don't think that that's normal, that you show your child, listen, I went through the struggle and now I came out of it and I learned from my decisions, and this is not something that I want you to do. I don't want you to repeat my mistakes. Instead, I want you to do this. I want you to do better. I want you to elevate. I don't want you to go through what I went through. I paved the way for you to know that there's better opportunities. Our kids should never have to suffer. Our kids should never have to quit their goals, should never have to quit their dreams because they have the pressure, they have the mental load, they have the stress, they have the anxiety, they have the depression of taking care of their parents' financial responsibilities. Or let's say you even have credit card bills. Let's say you have so much debt. You want to make sure that when your kids get older and they want to apply for a credit card, or they want to lease a car, or they want to lease something that is valuable to them so that they can build up their credit, you want to make sure that you are not blocking their blessings. If you know you owe money to certain companies, if you have children that is trying to apply for a credit card because they want to build up their credit, the credit card company is going to say, I'm sorry, we got to decline you because that household owes me money. You are blocking their blessings. I know we don't have it easy. I know we don't. I know we're struggling. I know some of us right now, we're working 2 to 3 jobs just to make it. I understand that. It's hard. It's hard. I see my grandmother struggle. I've been seeing my grandma struggle since I was young. Since I was young, I've been seeing this lady struggle. A lot of my grandmother's kids are always stressed out. I've seen my mom being stressed out because my grandmother, she was very negligent with some of her bills. There was moments where me and other cousins, we had to come together to make sure that her bills were paid, that she was doing okay. But as a parent, me, I'm 29, I'm about to be 30 years old. I have a young daughter. I can never put my daughter through that because I know how that feels. I know how it feels to watch your parents make reckless financial decisions. And even if it's not reckless, even if it was something that they had to do, I see the burdens that it created for the kids. Your kids are never going to want to follow their goals because they have to take care of you and your financial issues. Your kids starts to become having a limited mindset where they think that this is normal. It stops them from being great. It stops them from elevating. But helping you sometimes, it damages them. It damages their mindset. It messes up their future. I know our kids are going to have some type of trauma growing up. That is something that is very inevitable. But if you can control the decisions you make so it does not affect your kids, then do it. That's what you're supposed to do as a parent. You should control the decisions that you make so that your child doesn't be blocked from their greatness. And again, I'm not trying to be a bitch. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm giving y'all my advice because I see this happening so much. This is becoming so normal. And it's not just in my family. I've seen this with friendships. I've seen this with other relatives. When you are paying for your parents' mistakes, you do not have peace. And when you don't have peace, your mental health is at risk. When you don't have peace, your mental health is at risk. I told my sister, if I can help someone else out there, if I could give advice, my advice is, as you growing up, teenagers, or you in your early 20s, or anyone right now, if your parents are healthy and they're alive, they have the ability to work, focus on you right now. Focus on your future. Focus on your kids. Focus on your household. Focus on you becoming great. Don't let no one block your blessings. No family, no friends. Be great first. And while you're in the process of being where you want to be, if you want to help them, you can help them. But you can't help someone that does not want to help themselves. And you can't help other people when you know you got to put yourself first, and you know you got to climb up the ladder, and you know you got to get to where you want to be. It's already hard out here. It's not fair for you as the adult or as the child. Because a lot of us are adults already, but we're still the kids suffering from this. It's just not fair for you to take out food, to take out of money out of your kids' pockets or out of your kids' bank account, and you are struggling because your parents are struggling. It's not fair. So if this is where you at right now, put you in your household, put your kids first. And then if you want to help your family out, you can help your family out. But you don't suffer because your family is suffering. Don't put that burden on your kids, and don't show your kids that that is okay, because us as kids, we feel energy. We feel it. We feel when things are not going right. We know when our mom is not happy. We know when our dad is not happy. We know when our parents are struggling financially. Your kids need you to be good. Your kids need you to be okay. Your kids need you to be fine. Our kids are going to shape the future. And if we want our kids to be great, we got to be great. If you like this content, share your thoughts. Just share your thoughts. If you made it this far in my video, just share your thoughts. Tell me how you relate to this topic. Tell me if you're currently going through this right now.